Hello, I'm head coach Chad Frigon, the Liberty Blue Jays. Welcome to our weekly press conference. I want to start off today by just congratulating some of our other fall sports that had outstanding seasons and years that are finishing up as they head to state and districts. And I know cross country is running this Saturday, and our volleyball team is heading down to Cape Girardeau. It's one of the final 4 teams of the state, and they've had an outstanding year with a really hard-working group of girls and coaching staff that has got them there. I want to wish them luck down there. And then also tonight we're Liberty and Liberty North square off in soccer and some district competition. So this has been a fun year for sports and fall sports here at Liberty High School, and I want to congratulate those as we get going. Last week we won our first round playoff game against Park Hill South, and it was a neat environment in that we were able to play here at our home high school. Due to some scheduling conflicts with William Jewell, we were able to have the first game that's been at our high school, Friday night home game in the history of the school. And it was a really great game just on the field, but also just the environment was outstanding. And I appreciate all the work that was done by our administrators and student body and different groups as they made it really feel great for our team to come out and play in front of the school. So we'll go ahead and open it up for some questions. All right, go ahead. I think they were excited. Going into that game, earlier this year we lost a home game and because of some malfunctions at William Jewell, and since we don't have a stadium, at that time didn't have anything set up, we had to move it. And the way the schedule is flipped, we only had 4 home games to start with, and then one of them was moved to Thursday night because of another conflict with Jewell. So it really left with our kids with only 2 home Friday night football games, homecoming and then senior night is what it came down to. And when you look at they won a playoff berth or earned a playoff berth by getting the 4th seed in our district. And I wasn't looking forward at all to being able to, tell those kids, hey, you've earned a home playoff, but we're not going to be able to play at home. And especially after we've done that once this year. And so it worked out really well. And I think they were excited to play here. They played, I don't know if we played extremely well the entire night. We played really hard, and our effort was there the entire night. I know that a lot of that was because of the home field advantage we had, the crowd being real close to there. And credit to them, we fell behind 21-7, and before the second quarter, during the second quarter, and we're able to come back and tie it at halftime. And I thought that gave us some great momentum going into the second half. Yes. Could you just talk about whether there might have actually been any perks of playing at Liberty High School besides just the initial excitement of the special occasion? I think just being able to play and see your school in the background is a neat thing. Being able to walk out from your school, walk out of your locker room down to your own field plays a big difference in that. And I think that's a huge perk. And then just from a scheduling standpoint for us, I know we didn't have school that day, but we started at the same time as if we would have had school with our pregame. We weren't rushed. We didn't take the 20-minute, what ends up being a 20-minute drive over to William Jewell. And I just know it was really nice for our players. It was a new experience for them and something that worked out well, and hopefully we can continue to do or comes into place in the future. Yes?
You earned a great win this past Friday. Now you have to go up against tough squad Park Hill, and they obviously haven't lost a game so far this year. So what approach can you take to them as far as pulling off a huge upset?
When you look at we beat Park Hill South, and that was a team that we had played earlier this year, and it was a close game earlier this year, and we beat them in a very close game this time. And going into Park Hill, they were a team that we played close for a half, but didn't finish out the game and didn't play well in the second half at all. And they are undefeated. They're a very good football team. And what we're going to do is just and our staff's approach is take what we did well the first time and build on that and try to correct what we didn't do well. They are a very senior-led team that has improved continually throughout this entire season. They have outstanding players on both sides of the ball, and we know as a staff and as a team, we know we're going to have to play extremely well on Friday night to come away with the victory. Our kids are excited about it. We've been in big games before, and some of these kids, they've been in these situations before. They knew last week that it was a time where they had to play well or they wouldn't have this week. So they earned this opportunity, and they're excited about it Friday night. Yes?
We talked a little about Park Hill's strengths and weaknesses and what you're doing in practice this week to prepare.
You bet. I'll start off on, with their defense. They have 2 outstanding defensive ends. One of them's a sophomore, one's a senior. And they really set the tone for their defense. They have two good linebackers behind them, but their defensive end, one's 6'7", 250, the other one's 6'4", 230, and just extremely active players that are hard to block. And we had to start our game plan, by dealing with them, and then they surround them with great players. Both their linebackers are returning starters from last year. They're a high-pressure defense, and they gave us some issues. And then you look at, they cause a lot of turnovers on offense. And last time we went to the game, said we can't turn the ball over, and we turned it over on the third play of the game and got us from behind from the start. So we know we're going to have to play better in that respect. Offensively, they're a very sound, physical football team. They run a lot of zone concepts, and they're very big up front. They have most of their line returns from last year. Big, strong, physical line. We know we have to stop their run game if we want to be successful, which we weren't able to do week 4. So that's something, a big challenge for us going in. Yes. It's been a challenge this entire year. We have, going into this year, we only returned a few starters on each side of the ball. And then unfortunately, some of those guys have been hurt. And we've had other guys that are playing through some injuries. Some of them are out for the year. And that's part of football, unfortunately. And this year it's hit us a little worse than others. We have had some of those guys that got injured earlier in the year and had some guys fill in. We feel like they're getting kind of up to speed and getting to where they're competing on Friday nights. But it's definitely been a challenge this year. There's no doubt about it. Yes.
Last week's game against Frigon was a really exciting game. Can you tell us some of the highlights that happened?
Yeah, and I think when you look at it, we were excited that we came out and scored on our first drive, 5 plays into our script of plays. We got a touchdown, and then they kind of came screaming back, 21-7 in the second half, and we were able to get a turnover before halftime. It gave us kind of a short field and got a touchdown. Devin Bryant scored a touchdown, and then as we held them on downs, they punted, and we had 90 yards with a little over a minute to go. And AJ Camrick did a great job executing our 2-minute offense. We had some receivers, Nick Kern, Xavier Hinkle stepped up. Then he hit Devin again on a touchdown pass. So I think not going in the halftime 21-7 and going in 21-21 was something that was great. The whole entire second half was just a battle, back and forth, and we made some key 2-point conversions. We had a field goal that was called a miss. That was a make, and I didn't know it during the game. Went back and looked at the film and watched it. It did go through the upright, so that put us in a position where we had to chase some points and go for 2, and got those. I was really proud of our kids in executing those plays, and then having the opportunity with our defense forced a turnover with I think about 2 minutes left. Somewhere and able to drive the ball down, have a couple timeouts, and ultimately get a big play. Devin and AJ both had back-to-back runs that got us in the end zone with 17 seconds left. So it was just an all-in-all exciting game. I was proud of our kids. A lot of teams, especially with the season that we've been through and starting off in the hole and our record-wise, I really feel like a lot of teams, when they get down 21-7, maybe would have checked it in. I was so proud of our kids for fighting back and coming away with the victory. Yes.
So obviously you played a really spectacular quarterback last week with Schaefer.
Mm-hmm.
But at halftime, what did you tell your defense at halftime to kind of start getting their heads together to start to contain him for the rest of the game?
Well, he is an outstanding player. He's a 3-year starter, and he had a lot of yards against us that night. As far as just trying to get him out of a rhythm and being able to change our blitzes and things to get some pressure onto him, do that. But they still completed quite a few balls. They're a good football team, and they had some time. They beat some Class 6 schools earlier this year, and I know that that quarterback is going to, he's going to be a good college quarterback somewhere. So we did adjust a little bit, but I don't know how successful we are in slowing him down. But we did enough to get the victory. Yes.
What are the chances that the fall team might have another game here at Kirby High School?
Well, I hope it's good. And I think the chances this year would be slim just because of the way that our brackets are set up and our seeding. The teams that are left in our district are a higher seed than we are. So it would take something down the road for us to actually host a game. But I hope this is something that the community saw and the people that attended know it was a special event and something neat. And hopefully we can do again in the future, whether it be on a temporary basis or a permanent basis. It was great. To be like the other schools in our suburban conference, the other 23 schools that have their own stadium, and be able to do that. All right. If there's no other questions, I want to thank you for coming. We play Halloween night over at Park Hill High School by Zona Rosa. Hope to see you all there and hopefully see you next week. Thank you.